Thank you for calling Five Below. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. Our menu instructions have changed. Please listen carefully to the following choices. If you are a customer calling with a question or concern, please press 5. For our company directory, press star. If you are a vendor and you would like to speak with a buyer, please press 1. For accounts payable, press 2. For marketing, press 3. For payroll, press 4. For real estate, press 6. For employment verification, press 7. For human resources, press 8. For the receptionist, press 9. Thanks for contacting the Five Below Customer Relations Department. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance. After this message, you will be prompted to make a selection. If at any time you are placed on hold, or to receive a call back instead, press 2. You can also wait on the line for the next available representative. If you're calling about an online order or pick up in-store order, press 1. For all other inquiries, including our stores, press 2. Thanks for contacting the Five Below Customer Relations Department. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance. After this message, you will be prompted to make a selection. If at any time you are placed on hold but would prefer to receive a call back instead, press 2. You can also wait on the line for the next available.
I woke up with my life, but it's just I gotta put in my work, gotta do my stuff that I do. I don't know if you mean BS mean bullshit or not. Yeah.
Thanks for contacting the Five Below Customer Relations Department. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance. After this message, you will be prompted to make a selection. If at any time you are placed on hold but would prefer to
Gotta
receive a call
keep
back
moving,
instead,
gotta keep taking care of my life. This is how
you
I
can also wait on the line
take care of myself. I'm happy that I can do all this stuff for
calling
myself.
about an online order or pick up in-store order, press 1. For all other inquiries, including our stores, press 2.
What's up, though? Why you ask me that? It's always some shit. But hey, I'm learning how to change. I'm learning how to improve and do things so I can get better.
You're speaking. How can I help you?
I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. I didn't hear your name as good as I wanted to.
Sorry, my name's Kira.
What'd you say?
Kira.
Kira?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. I wanna can I talk to you about some of your products? Just to kind of explain some things and just kind of tell you my interpretation and my experience perhaps about your products at from Five Below.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, so right now I have and I'm gonna get the receipt. I don't have the box. Um, and I'm like, oh, I should have a receipt in case you just I put it in this notebook instead of this bag. But perhaps you may ask me, what are you saying? What are you saying? Okay, what's the problem?
Are you? I'm just acknowledging what you're saying.
Oh, okay. So now what?
I'm listening to you.
Oh no, okay. So I have the receipt here and the headphones are $8, which is not $5 or below. But they're called, the item number perhaps is 19223481366649 BT and then MET period SQHPW /bling. Okay. And I never really got to use them. I want to say to you. So I did try to see if they worked, and the volume was low. And I was like, okay, what are these for? But when I opened the box, the product was already damaged. It had like some kind of adhesive that is still on there. It was just, these seemed like they were just, I don't even know. But the threads something is coming apart on these headphones. Like threads are coming out of it. I don't know if it's the adhesive for the so-called bling, but one of the blings fell off. I guess these are supposed to be like, I don't know. But another problem is not only are they low volume, um, like I said, I kept these secure. I haven't even I put them on just to show that I have headphones, literally. And then another time I put them on, like during a video that I was making. Both times were during each time was during the video I made. And then I was like, "Ugh, maybe I need to charge these more. You know, maybe that's why the volume is so low." So then when I got around to charging them, I noticed that the headphones, um, and now it's not coming up. Yeah, okay. So the wire, like when I pull it down, the wire is coming like all the way out of the headphone. Like these headphones are like an irregular defective item from the start. Okay. And so I have a it's an issue about that because there's some other issues with some chargers, like cords that I had purchased that same day. One was a return with no receipt, but one I purchased um immediately with, just a fresh purchase or whatever. But oh my goodness, can I you do you have to say something? Do you have to interrupt me?
I didn't realize you were not finished.
I was literally still talking. So the chords, there's C chords to A chord, okay? And they charge very slow to the point where it's almost like the charge is rewinding. And I've dealt with that before from your products where your cord was literally rewinding the charge, where it was not going from one, it was not going to 10 to 11, it was going to 10 to 9 to 8, things like that. And I just don't understand why is this charging so slow? Um, it's just, I mean, then I had this I can't really do much about it because I had accidentally kind of crushed the the adapter before. But I just want to tell you that the adapter that I purchased, it was not even really working with the cord that I purchased from you all before. Like the thing that plugs into the wall, it literally, it's like these are just toys, or like you guys are using them. Perhaps it's a strong possibility that you could be draining information or getting data from wherever, whether it be through the circuits, whether it be from some energy company, what they're using as a meter, or perhaps you are inappropriately and without permission getting things from my phone. And once your cord has reached the potential, perhaps I'm not saying that this is, but it could be the case, a situation here, a circumstance, that then the cord stops charging too, because that's another problem where after maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks or a month, these cords don't even work anymore. It costs me more money to go back and refund the cord than it does to even buy a new cord. And so I'm telling you that because this information is really important. Um, and I want to know what do you find from, oh, an umbrella. I purchased an umbrella from you all too. And it did say like extreme weather, but it wasn't. That umbrella did not even last. It broke immediately. Like before I got 100 feet from your store, it was done. And I just asked, why do you bring these kind of products to here? Like, why do you even sell this stuff? What is it for? Because it does not work. I'm someone who goes through many different circumstances, from the poorest situation to as elegant as I possibly can be. So I literally use these products in different ways, and your products have malfunction in every sort of situation, from practically everything that I have purchased from you all. And I don't know why. Like, can you tell me what is the reason that you sell these products knowing that they just don't work? Like, what are they for?
So I would like to go back to the headphone issue. Do you happen to have a receipt for this purchase?
I have a receipt. I did mention that I
And when,
have a receipt already too. Yes.
okay, and when was this purchased?
Um, I don't know when. What do you mean? When was it purchased? Like when Racine, when it was
There should be a
purchased?
date towards the bottom.
When did I purchase the item, or when was the item purchased? Then that's a different question.
The date that's on the receipt, please.
So I have all buying power for this product, but what I'm saying to you is I do not know when the item was purchased from you all or when you purchased it from a vendor. But I went into the store and I used cash on May 7, 2026 at 12:51 49 p.m.
Okay. Okay. And now for the cords.
Actually, I use cash and a debit card actually.
Okay. And for the cords that you mentioned that were defective, it looks like we had, in the past, you did mention this as well, we did reimburse you for those. Are you referring to the same ones?
Actually, now this is the issue. If you want to bring up that was not the reason for my call. So, um, do you want to talk more about that? Because I didn't call for all that right now, but I might as well go ahead and talk to you about that. I was abusing your store. Had to. You all were refusing to take the debit card. Really, the gift card. Really hassling me about it in the store, saying that the gift card did not go through, that the payment was not processed, which it seemed like you all were planning to refuse to give me the product, but drain the gift card. So I was told, like, they were fighting me in the store. And I'm like, what is it? Are you all on crack? Like, are you on drugs? Because what is the reason why you're trying to harm me? Why are you abusing me? And why would you be trying to call the police on me and I'm not doing anything wrong to you? For you all to handle this situation this way, and they were literally like, didn't know how. This is how it happened. They did not know how to use their register. She said she was the manager. She said there was no one else there. I'm like, well, how, like, if you can't do this transaction, then and nobody else is here, how are you gonna, like, why are you open? Because there's all kinds of individuals or whoever, independents, whatever, come into the store and you don't know how to use your register. Like, and then they start calling someone on the phone, pick the fight. She didn't know how to even like use the register. It was just it was a problem, serious problem. And I don't mess around. And so it's like, okay, so she gets on the phone and she's trying to talk. I'm like, listen, I have someone that is out and waiting, and I have to go. I cannot be up in here all day until you figure out your job. This is a serious matter. And you're supposed to know this. I need my items. I cannot leave without these cords. I have to go. I call, you know. So she drained the gift card and said that the gift card did not go through eventually. And I was like, she was like, I was like, now what you gonna do about it? So she called whoever, didn't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, I need to charge my phone too. I'm not about to be in this store without having any surveillance because I do not trust them at this point. They don't know their jobs. They're sabotaging or like just being totally unprofessional. I don't know what it is. And so she's like, well, if it does not go through, I'm going to give you the products for free. And I was like, but I have the money on the gift card. And so I went back and I'm like, well, shit, she said, you can go ahead and you can have these items for free because she couldn't figure out how to get the money off the gift card. But the problem was, and she didn't tell me, she already had took the items, the amount off the gift card, which is not a gift. You all did not give me a gift. It was a store merchandise card, actually. And I want you all to change that because that's not a gift. That was not a gift. But anyway, so I went back and said, okay, since there's still money on this store merchandise card, then I'm going to grab some headphones and I'm going to get some other stuff because she said that she's going to give me these items for free because she couldn't figure out how to use um, the gift card. And I had showed her that the money was there and she had scanned it. So then all of a sudden I looked and the gift card said it was $0. And I'm like, why did you tell me? And oh, they did not give me a receipt. They refused to give me a receipt too. That's another thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to leave out of this store because you didn't call the police on me, whoever you call, for what? And I don't know what you all have going on, but it's inappropriate. And so I didn't get a receipt. They refused to give me a receipt. And so I said, y'all trying to make it seem like I stole these items. And I don't appreciate that. I have to walk out of this store with no receipt for my purchase. And you all are sitting here both beating me up, attacking me as I'm recording live, trying to make it seem like I'm being inappropriate. And I was not. If I have what I have to have, some kind of currency to purchase the item, then you all, and it came from you especially, you all should know how to work your register. And also you should not try to make it seem like I cannot get my items after you. If she didn't tell me just take it for free, I want to know if you all were just trying to do that so I couldn't get the items or not. Because she didn't have to say, just take it for free. Believe that. Because she did that. Okay? Y'all is about to make it seem like they did make it seem like y'all couldn't use the gift card. And I had just called you that day, and whoever was on semester from your customer service phone number too. Because y'all were trying, I had to let you all know. Because y'all were trying not to give me the merchandise card anyway. And I had to argue and call back and go through all kind of stuff that same day. It was cold outside. And so you all sit up there and was about to just not give me the money or whatever, the merchandise card. So they're like, but I can't get a receipt because there is no receipt because it never went through. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. This card is at $0. Then when I went back, I don't know the exact date, but you might have the date or whatever that the card was used because I don't have a receipt. But anyway, months later, which May 7, 2026. Okay. There was someone, he was kind of giving me a hard time. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know what? Listen, I don't know the exact date, but if, I got money for my other stuff, if you don't want to, I know that I can do a no receipt return for this item. Y'all didn't give me a receipt, you know that. But it was like something like, is that her or something? So she's bringing other of y'all employees into the conversation about me, but I overlooked it. And then she tried to make it seem like it wasn't her. she's supposed to be the manager. She tried to make it seem like it was not her. And I'm like, oh, it was you though. She's like, no, it was the other one. It was the other one talking to you like that. I'm like, but it was you that called whoever you called and said to come to the Mount Pleasant store, whether it be the police or not. I didn't commit a crime. And so she tried to tell me, oh, remember, you didn't have enough money to buy your stuff. I said, nah. I said, that ain't true. I said, I wouldn't be in the store if I didn't have the money to purchase it. I said, I told you I didn't want the items because only reason why I grabbed those items was because you said that you were giving me those cords and the thing, including like notebooks and things that I had for no charge because you could not figure out the gift card. But I knew that if I'm still had the money on the gift card, I'm using it while I'm here. And come to find out that there was no money on the gift card. So I said, I'm not buying this stuff. It was only if I had the money on the gift card, on that store merchandise card. But you did not give me a receipt. And I let that man know, like, I had to go. And I didn't tell him the whole story because I didn't have to. And I was trying to leave. But he tried to say that I was trying to do defamation because I asked you all's clerks, is she like trying to do like a crack deal? Because like, was she a crackhead? Because why is she trying to have me arrested, harm me, like fight with me? What are you fighting with me about some cords that you all are not even on? Like, why are you jumping? She had someone at her register and she chose to jump into a whole nother register and talk all this and that to me and expect me not to say something. One thing about it is you all must know, and you can note this, and this is notice. Just because you have the store, you do not own me. You're not supplying me with my life. You're not even giving a valuable enough resources that this stuff is even charging effectively and it's breaking down. You are giving me synthetic stress. So how you find that in your way, I'm just saying, that you are going to be abusive toward me to the point where you're going to talk to me in gross misconduct and I not reply to you and let you know, listen, I know how to stand up for myself and I don't care who you are. If I find that you are being unprofessional and you are attacking me and I know that I did not do anything to warrant your behavior, then I'm going to do my best to articulate the whole matter, and I'm going to try to put it out there as appropriate as I possibly can. Now, if you all don't like that, and I question your actions or perhaps your behavior, then perhaps you should show up and be a little bit more professional instead of seeming like someone has given you an odd job to use their employment to fight street battles or whatever it is. Because there was nothing that I have ever did to you all to cause you to fight me and to refuse to give me a receipt and basically hassle and harass me. I've been in your stores before and you had barely nothing in your refrigerators. What are you coming around here for? And you're like giving nothing. Like, it's not fair. It's embarrassing to Wisconsin. It's embarrassing to the county of Racine, Mount Pleasant. You know, so many come around and see how ones are doing business. And that's very embarrassing. I just find that some of your products have been inappropriate. So that cord comes from actually not even that purchase, actually, matter of fact. Someone had given me that brand new cord, actually more recent than that, now that I'm looking at it. They had went and purchased a cord and gave me a cord. But even if it came from that cord, I didn't get a receipt anyway. And those cords was not working. They didn't work. They stopped working within like a week or two. And so for me, I have to carry around all this mess with me. And that's inappropriate. But what other questions do you have?
Okay. So I do have questions regarding the exact store that you actually just placed. So you were not given
That I
a
what?
receipt
The
for
exact
course that you have
store?
right now. That are
Wait,
defective.
no. The exact store what? That I did what?
No, I'm asking if the course that you have right now, you weren't given a receipt for.
No, you said you want to know about the exact store that I did what at?
I don't believe I.
You did.
That.
You said you have listen, please. I got stuff to do today. Okay? And I'm really not going to mess around. So if you can just tune in a little better to what you're saying, I would really appreciate it. What did you say then? What did you say you have questions about?
I just want to know, do you have the receipt for the cords that you have right now that are defective?
But you said that you have questions about something, and you said you said YOU something.
Oh, I think I stated that I have questions about basically what you just told me.
But you said something about a store.
Story.
No, I heard store.
You had just told me a story about what happened at the location.
What do you mean story? What do you mean story?
You just told me your experience, correct?
I explained to you what happened during that time because you asked. I didn't plan to even talk to you. I was planning on being off the phone by now with you. I just want to let you know so you can know about the stuff I have. I have a receipt for this stuff from now. So what are you asking me? I told you I have a receipt.
Okay.
So why did you ask me that though? But why did you, please now, why did you ask me if I have a receipt?
Because you stated that they have refused to give you one.
I said that was previous because you asked about some previous course. Do you want to talk about when you brought up that I have called you all before? And why you all are profiling me and connecting each call?
So I'm more so interested in the items that you more recent purchased.
So why did you ask me about those other items then? Why did you ask me about the other stuff? Why did you bring that up?
I wasn't sure exactly which cords you were referring to in the first place. I didn't know if you were referring to if there was a new one or if it was the old purchase.
How? And I explained it to you already.
That's all I wanted to know.
How? And what date did you see? No, it's not okay. What date did you see from the previous call that you asked about those cords? Can you tell me the date?
Let me check.
On February 6th. And I told you that I have purchased the items on May 7th, 2026. And February 6th of what year?
It was earlier this year, February.
What year is that though? What year are you using?
2026.
2026. Okay, because you don't know me. You don't know.
Yeah, so the first contact was in December 2025, and then the rest are 2026.
These are about different issues. Why are you steady bringing up other issues? I didn't ask you about December. You want to talk about December? You're going to have to start paying me.
You asked me the date that you first called.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You said
no, I did not. No, hey, listen. I do not have to talk to you. No, I did not. I did not ask you about the date that I first called. I'm calling this right now today. So you can go ahead and start being professional. But if you want to go there and you're going to try to force me, then I'm going to make sure that you hear exactly what I'm saying to you. And I am going to take care of myself and cover myself in this situation. I will, and I am going to be my shield in this situation. Because I did not ask you that. And you're not about to mess with me on this phone because you are subscribing to a greater abuse system that only you know what it is. I don't care about what nobody got to say about me. You understand that, Five Below? I don't care if somebody say that I get upset too easy. I don't care about any of that because you are being dishonest. And I explained to you. But then yet and still, you going to still fight me even more and combat me and tell me that I did. And I did not. I know I asked you about the date that you discussed about those cords that you mentioned. Because why are you asking me and you're on? No, you are not going to stop me from talking. So you don't have to even talk to me at all. I don't care. You're not doing me any favors. Believe that. I don't care how you sit here and cause a diversion to upset me, to make up for your errors and your institutional insufficiencies, where you have been basically, now I see you have not been making mistakes. You have been abusive. Because I'm telling you that I didn't do something and you told me I did. You don't get to do that to me. I don't know about your educational qualifications or what kind of moral background you have to have, or if you are savvy in ethics or not. But I'm telling you, it's not hard to be on a conversation and actually be real about it. Not for me. You talking about you interested in this purchase. Why did you bring up other purchases then? And I told you that I have receipts, which I had to repeat that more than one time to you. Do you have an employee identification number or something that I can reference during this call?
No, but I'm going to have my district or my manager give you a call, okay?
No, you're not. For what?
I believe that this would be best handled by my manager.
No, it's not. I'm not going to work for you. I'm not going to work.
Continue this conversation.
No, actually, you got it all messed up. I'm not about to work for y'all. You're not about to use me to trouble. No, you're not going to use me to troubleshoot, and you can handle. So now you are robbing your time clock because you choose to start a fight like most of this, a lot of y'all do. And I'm not just only saying you, but many others do the same thing. You're cheating your clock, your system, by holding me up where I have did everything that I could. I've answered your questions, and you choose to attack my day, attack my time, hold me up, and try to put me in some institutional slavery type of situation. And you want to tell me when or when not. No, that is not what I call for. If you cannot handle, why are you sitting up here? Don't call me.
I'm going to forward this.
Let me tell you something. You raggedy, rotten bitch. Do not fucking call me. Now, do you understand that? I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about them. They're not calling me. I do not like the idea that I have to steady deal with this. And it is a national thing that these motherfuckers doing to fight me. You know why? Because they're raggedy as hell. And I know that they are sent to fucking steal. They are around here to steal motherfucking intelligence and data. And these motherfuckers trying to work me up so that they can call the motherfucking police and get me put in jail. But not before these motherfuckers understand. I don't give a fuck. Because since they come here to terrorize, motherfucker, I ain't scared of your terrorism, you punk ass motherfuckers. And whoever listening, y'all better take heed to this shit, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And if you got to listen to this same video 1,000 times until you get it, you better do it before you put your motherfucking name on me and what I'm doing. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. They not about to call me for shit. And I'm about to return this motherfucking call and let it be known. I'm not about to troubleshoot for these bitches and sit on the phone and talk to these bitches while they sit there and gain my motherfucking sound of my voice and everything else. Them bitches know. See, when you know what's up, this is why they keep education from someone like me, why they trying to fight me and put me in jail, call me and come to drive me insane, trying to make me file for disability and shit. I'm able-bodied. Nah.
For realistic.
These motherfucking bitches sitting there and attacking me. They tried to pull it and attack me in the motherfucking store, and they keep doing it. Them motherfuckers have a goddamn agenda.
Customer Relations Department. Your call may be recorded.
And Racine,
for quality
Wisconsin,
assurance.
gonna fuck around and be the
After this
goddamn
message, you will be prompted
party to the
make a
goddamn
selection.
crime, because this
If
on
at
in Mount
any
Pleasant
time you
too.
are placed
This
on
don't make no
hold, but
motherfucking
prefer to
goddamn
receive a
sense. I
call
got
back instead,
receipts.
press
Ain't shit
2.
that they can
You
motherfucking
can
do
also
about it.
wait
You
on the
gonna
line
take
for the
this
next
shit back.
available
The fuck you
representative.
mean?
If you're calling
Straight
about an
up.
online order or pick up in store order, press 1. For all other inquiries, including our stores, press 2. Thank you for calling Five Below. This is Christina. How may I help you today?
No, Christina, I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. I'm not really asking for your help. I called to inform you all about some items, but your coworker or whoever independent employer individual decided that maybe she didn't qualify for the caliber of the call. Perhaps because she went on to try to accuse me of saying something that I did not say. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't take that lightly. I don't accept that. Okay. And when she's like, oh, she's gonna have her manager call. No, I need to handle this now. I got stuff to do. When I didn't have to go, and I kind of did, but I don't have to beg you to give you my money, and I'm not gonna beg you to give you your shit back. Okay. And I don't like the way that you all are hassling me. And whatever I don't know if you all come to terrorize Wisconsin or Mount Pleasant or this area, Southeast Wisconsin, or just me. But I'm telling you right now, it's not as many. Everybody ain't weak. And if they are weak, they're going to get strong through the fact of being weak so long and in poverty so long and dealing with businesses like you so long, just taking these are some hard workers around here. But when people or businesses come around like you and nickel and dime and want an arm and a leg, and everybody working real hard and can't get anything, it's starting to become a problem. And then when you all are trying to pass me along from one to another to upset my day, so by the time I get to your store, I have zero tolerance for any of y'all mess because of I don't trust you and I already know that you all are in attack mode to me, then you call the police and try to hand me over. And I don't know how many of y'all trying to claim my life, but it's not happening. I'm not saying that you did this in particular, and I would really want you to make sure, and I would really want to ask you if you can make sure that you keep this professional. I do not work for Five Below. You all are still advertising that your products are $5 and below, and they are not. That is one issue. You didn't submit anything to the newspaper, Journal Times, Kenosha News, anything around in the area or wherever, and say that your store no longer, your items are no longer $5 and below. You all, the way that you and so many of these stores come around with institutional slavery and have no regard of professionalism or for any communities or any family-oriented cities and counties, any businesses that are working or developing with whether they have interns, students, governments, or whether they are independent trying to make their way from either minimum wage to an entry-level salary, you have no regard. You have no regard for the amount, and I'm sure someone in your business have searched the poverty and the crime rate in the area. It is inappropriate now. The way that you all continue to assert your abuse and your abuse to me. I just only call to talk to you about some items that I plan to return. And actually, I have the receipts for. So what would be the issue that I have to go through matters, and just because I can hold a conversation, keep up in conversation, and when you all are sitting here mentioning a whole nother call from previously, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? And so I used like 15 minutes of time that I didn't plan to use, explaining to you about a matter that was not appropriate for this call. But I enlightened the situation and I did explain. I asked if you all have further questions, and then it was said to me a ways during the call that, oh no, you're only interested in the current transaction that I called about, the current receipt. So then I said, well, why did you ask me about the other stuff? And then I was accused later with saying that I wanted to know about the first time I called. No, the first time I ever called you all was way ago, and you all were not returning my voicemails to the calls that I was making towards you. So I did not ask you to tell me about the first time that I called. These headphones I haven't even been able to use. They are going, I do not have the box because I did not plan to return them. I definitely have the receipt. They are broken. They have been broken. When I went to pull the headphones down so that I can be able to place them on my head, the cord was showing. Okay. Also, where you have the bedazzle or whatever bling you want to call it, that is all fraying up here. It looks like little hairs all over the place. Immediately when I first opened the box, you had some adhesive on these headphones, and I was recording live from the time I purchased the items and through the time where I opened this box. There's something on this cord. It looked like it could be some dried up mucus, but I'm sure that it is some kind of adhesive or something on there. I don't know what it is. But then there's other sticky things or residues on these headphones that are further inappropriate. I just want to return them, and I want to make note. I'm going to allow myself a paper trail. Five Below. Okay. So Christina, I would ask that you understand what I'm saying. I can call you and get through what I'm saying and hear what you all have to say without me having to say, listen, bitch, I'm not for this. Or why are you mistreating me? Or when you all are interrupting me as I'm talking and you're saying, oh, I didn't know you were talking. How would you not know I'm talking and I'm literally talking? Like things like that. It's like, oh, you're trying to make me look dumb. Or you should not be working answering the phone. Or you believe that Wisconsin is full of a bunch of stuck-on stupids that is so desperate and poor that you all are going to keep just selling these products. And I said, what's the use of you bringing these products here? Because they don't work. The umbrella that I purchased that I have the receipt for, you should say, these are items that are going to break. You're selling items that don't work. And maybe you might want to know that. What is the problem? I have to deal with you all's dispositions constantly, and for what? You all sit up here and won't take responsibility for your actions, actually, right? But then that excuses you of having to explain your professional misconduct and then put me in a situation of criminal activity. So you never have to hold account. Your case never gets referred to agencies that will regulate you for the abuse that you are causing to those who are using their money. There are hard workers here in this area where you all have your store in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. That's store number 00734, Racine, Wisconsin. Okay, but it's in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. It's not that it's all poverty. It's that those like you, and please hear what I'm saying, because you have an obligation. You are being held accountable, and your integrity is not to be wavered. I'm speaking to you from the center of being reliable here. Businesses like you keep coming around and you're nickel and diming, or you want an arm and a leg. And I have to keep purchasing these items, and you're not getting an arm and a leg from me. I have to keep purchasing these items over and over and over again. And I wonder, like, are you all taking the data from somewhere? Are you know, what are you doing with these courts? Because that is something that do be happening. You all have to reroute your business and properly articulate what kind of business you really are. Because what you're advertising your business, what market or industry do you is Five Below in? That's a question.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I was just making sure.
Oh, I'm not,
yeah,
ma'am. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis.
Okay. Yes, Jasmine.
Okay,
Jasmine
so
Renee Davis.
please, I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. This is not a joke.
So
I don't get it. I don't understand like the depths. I don't know if everyone is feel like the world is gonna blow up, so they just don't care. But I speak life. I am not messing around. I am not dying. I have no time to die. I don't want to die. I'm not making room for death. I treat this as a living situation. So can you please just answer the question that I asked you? What industry is Five Below in? What market are you all say that you're advertising through? What industry is that?
So we're in the retail business. We originally started as a brick and mortar store, and then through time, we decided to do e-commerce sales. About, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we expanded our inventory to have a section that's beyond $5. We did have like a press release out, and we did have like communications when customers called in back, 3 or 4 years ago when we first started expanding our inventory to include certain premium items that may be above $5, but generally a good bulk of our items still available on our site and in our stores are still $5 and below. And through time and with suggestions from customers, we've been able to bring in more popular and viral items that people have been searching for, and through social media, I guess through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, we've been able to market to people who are interested in certain products. We try to be a little eclectic with the things that we bring in, and try to run with the current trends. But that's pretty much in a nutshell. We do try to make sure that our prices are reasonable, and like I said, a good bulk of our items are still $5 and below. But because we're trying to keep up with demand and with our feedback and comments from our customers who give us great suggestions on products, we're able to at least still keep the prices below market versus other stores, but still have them offered at our stores for customers who are still trying to save a little bit of money on, like I said, viral or premium items that we bring in from time to time.
Are you continuing what you have to say?
Oh, no, I'm done.
Because I am going to invoice you for advertising here today. I didn't ask you that. And actually, you combated me instead of just answering my direct question. You decided to get off into other things, which you could have questioned what I said on your own. That was not my question. My question, you answered it and said that you're in a retail, and all that other stuff was irrelevant to what I asked. This is a problem. You don't get to change the direction of what I ask in my questions. You don't answer stuff inappropriately. You facilitate or you create your own questions. You take accountability. You're not using me. You're not representing of me. You do not sit there and change my directives of the intention and the purpose and throw it all the way off course, and which could potentially be an attack. That is not what you said. And I'm gonna, and if you all did not put something in this local newspaper, I am gonna file litigation, because that is, I didn't say anything about a press release anywhere else other than where I said to you. So while you out here with an agenda, out there with an agenda, or whatever it is that you are doing, I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed, and I don't have to be. See, what you all are constantly doing is you're deceiving those who don't have proper education, that are used to being enticed and pacified. What you came up with does not matter. You know what someone is looking for. And again, you further supported your gross misconduct, because you know what those are asking for. And then you have them on your social media, but then you sell products that are broken, that take forever to charge. And you know good and well that they're using this to stream and to get out in contact in this technological age, an industry of social presence and awareness. And you find yourself trying to talk to me about something, but really I got more to say about that. So I don't find it that appealing to me that you sit up here and make it seem like you're going to excuse your actions for false advertisement. Your products broke before I could even use them. The headphones barely had sound to them. And I just want to know, did you know that? Your chargers take forever. It takes so long to charge, and to the point where my devices, my technology, my tablet computers, my mobile phone, my devices are literally saying that they are slow charging. Your cords have literally rewound, meaning stolen energy out of my phone when I was trying to charge it with your cords. You understand? So I asked, are you stealing data? Because since when it's appropriate, you giving who's telling you this? A terrorist? You're not giving what I'm asking for, because when I go and I shop in there and I buy these items and they break down, or even like the notebook that I purchased, the adhesive on the notebook doesn't stay. What is this for, a photo shoot only? Like, I'm asking the purpose of your items. I am not your final consumer. I am not your consumer at all. And then for you to say, as you're retail, it's supposed to represent the final stage of the supply chain, where products are sold in small quantities to the individual who will actually use them. No, it's not. You are further cycling them and then having me do things like work for you, bringing them back. You are causing social experiments. You are still dealing with insurance issues that could possibly be fraud or defraud. You are causing chaos and interference where you have called the police, using tax money as your security for you all, inappropriate, which you are not scaling your business properly to train your employees. And so you choose to inflict harm and punishment because you have no real acquisition to even come and encounter a legitimate purpose for even being in the area. You choose to rob a situation or decline to even have just a professional conversation here. You make it to a point that you are not allowing me, and you have not allowed me to use these for just me and they be mine. I then have to return them back to you. This is not how that, I don't know what method you are using, but you're not going to give it and you're not going to take it away from me. This is my stuff. Okay. And for me to let it be known where more or less about me returning sometimes or calling you is to hold you accountable and to actually make a paper trail. Five Below, Christina, because you are not about to sit up here like everything is all fine and dandy, as if you're not selling inappropriate items out here constantly. I know someone else who is constantly going in and out of Five Below, buying those chargers. It does not matter. You all still use the name Five Below. So how do I access now the reason why you are called Five Below? Because your initial reason for being called Five Below was because everything in your store is $5 and below. So what is the purpose of you continuing to keep that name? And what reason do you now, how did you change that where you were invited to this, or you were approved by the councils and the different county executives and others in a resource of boards and other places who approved you because you had to come up with some kind of strategy where you had said that you were going to market at this point to appeal to Racine, Wisconsin and Racine counties. And that initially started off as because you're going to be, everything in your store was $5 and below, knowing that these are all appropriate things, right? That is needed for those to make their way in society so they can have Social Security, right? So that they can rather have confidence. So you sold that image to say that you're going to provide these items and make it better on the municipalities, the families, the kingdoms, the organizations, the nonprofit organizations, the governments and things like that, until they can figure out, or while as they figure out, or maybe you can improve your products, not make the prices higher and still and not improve your products. How are you charging more and why? Is Racine charging you more in taxes? How are you now increasing the amount of your products though? Five Below, and you're still giving out defective products, irregular products, products that are not working, products that actually deliver synthetic stress, you know what I'm saying, to those who would accept it. You all are being held accountable. When your refrigerators are empty, you carry more things with all kind of artificial chemicals. You have barely any natural food products or any natural snacks at all in your store. You barely have any juice products. Your candies that are on your shelf say things for like not for individual sale, but you still sell it. So you're sitting here and don't even have the proper audacity to show decency to me. Okay? You are keeping those in a criminal intent to constantly learn how to not do business at a last resort type of state. Many are fighting for their lives or have all kinds of things that they have to do to get out of trouble. Some lives are not even their own anymore. And you sitting up here being horrible to me on the phone, don't even understand your highway robbery that you are doing. The cheapening and then raising the prices where, what is that, tariffs or inflation? Taking advantage. And then you should know that you are sitting here trying to make boss moves, take advantage of the growing population in Wisconsin. I returned some stuff to Kenosha before the same day because the charger did not work on Green Bay Road in November of 2024. It would not charge my phone. Your base would not charge my phone. Your cord was not charging my phone for at least, I don't even know, for about 10 or 20 minutes. It stayed at 1%. and longer. That is inappropriate, where they don't know. If you come, you are expected, and I am going to take on this situation myself, because you are expected to have your business, whoever your business executives, to be trustworthy as far as education and knowledge on what is appropriate, and that could probably, I'm about to make a note here. That could be congruent to what the laws, municipal codes, what, as you also made a point to say, the expectation of those who don't have to be consumers or customers, but can just be someone trying to just buy something. And so I can't even use it just for one-time use. It won't even, sometimes it won't power my phone. And then I use a cord from a whole nother store and my phone will come on immediately. But what is your cord doing recycling or taking my power from my phone? What are you doing to my battery? This is an intelligent thing that is actually can happen. So this is why I'm calling. The umbrella, like I said previously, I didn't even get 100 feet away from your store. And I'm like, damn, I gotta go. And I'm like, I'm not even about to go and return this. I'm gonna be all wet out here. It's raining. I didn't even look for it to rain that day. But if you are finding ways to cheat the system and colonialize or contribute to genocide and population control and unfair competition and long-standing contests, you know nothing about what is happening in the public area or the private sectors around here. And then you come here and are you intentional? That's all I'm saying. And then when I call you on just some strictly professional stuff, knowing that it probably is going to be some bullshit or not, but there's other things that's happening. I can't. And then you talking about, oh, you gonna have your manager call me. No, I'm not about to sit here and work for y'all. I'm sending you all an invoice, because this is putting in too much time, and you all do not want to really do business in here. You're not going to discount me. You don't get to sit up here and profile and dumb down through systemic slavery and assume that just because someone shops at your store, they cannot hold a conversation or have knowledge or intelligence or even brilliance or whatever. So your target area is lack of education, which further supports the school to prison pipeline. This struggle out here. These phones don't even come with bases no more, dude. You know how somebody sit there and buy a $500 phone or put it on their credit, and they making $100 and $200 bill a month and can't afford to pay that little bit extra for a base and go to your store, and their phone is now trash? You're not a support system. You are a hindrance. And I'm just going to tell you like it is. And if you believe that you're going to call the police on me, Jasmine Renee Davis, JasmineReneeDavis, date of birth June 12, 1986, you are going to be charged with false reports to law enforcement. And it's going to be some other things that you're going to be charged with, including putting them at risk, because you're not going to use public police officers as your security guards and your hitmen to hide what you're doing to them, as they call so many in the area their brothers and sisters. It is time for a wake-up call here. I don't care. You can sleep all you want to, but you're not about to sleep on me. I am not sleepy. I want to get some energy. The items that I purchased, you all should do way better. Like I said, even the notebook. The notebook was like $5. The bonnet that I purchased from you all, I mean, look at the size on it's adjustable size. I mean, it's just I had to cut the bonnet to even have it tie around my hair properly. A black bonnet. and the fuss or me putting on my head and my DNA is on there, it's not worth going and giving that back to you so that you can do whatever. And I know that you all have capital and other factories or laboratories or whatever to do what you have to do to experiment and grow for your own purposes or sake. This is the reason for my call. As you sit here and you want to talk about all this other stuff, there is no failure. You're not going to come up here and shut me down and try to check me and set the record straight without making sure that you reference all the institutional things that I did say to you, that you still have not did, that you still have no answer for, and that you further supported the reason why even more that you all are not doing what you're supposed to do around here. I'm so serious, Five Below. Like, this is ridiculous. The one charger was $7. A 6-foot premium type C2GR, $7. The headphones, $8. The umbrella. Now, this is another thing. You all are false advertising. It says $7 on your on your price tag, like on a display. But the price tag on the umbrella said $5. The associate, allegedly 871718, said to me that you all are going to give me the product for $5 because no one opened the package. All right, do you hear what I'm saying? Please, this is an important point for your notes. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Christina, the employee said that you all were supposed to open the package and scratch out the $5 and write $7 on there. Make it make sense that you all are now abusing price tags. That is literally, you have to open the package that's inside of the package instead of sending all your stuff back to your warehouse and having it rebranded or relabeled. You all are not going to keep selling garbage to me. I promise you. This is a severe issue. And I have so much that I am fighting. And too many that are trying to cause themselves my enemy. And I literally put in effort like this to secure an area of growth and to be able to stand up and access real time and modern technologies, even ancient things too. You all are not allowing, you're keeping me from your products. If I choose to purchase and you choose to sell them, you are limiting how far I can go, as if you are putting me on a leash. If you are going to sell the products, you actually sell the product. Or you say, hey, or this is a temporary, this thing only lasts one day. This is only for steel purchases. They are not for actual use. Because I barely touch these things. I barely use them. You see what I'm saying? When you all are doing stuff like that, and then I'm like, no, I don't want a discount. I don't want you to give me. So I left $1 on the table because I had to use some of my other money for something else. So I didn't have any other single dollars really other than the $1 that I left on the table, like as a tip to let you all know, listen, you're not working. I'm not working for you. You know, you're not giving me anything. For you did not do me a favor. You do not have any control or power over me. I don't owe you. But when I have to deal like that and I can't talk to them for real because I see how they get, you know what I'm saying, ugly in a situation, and then be trying to call the police because they want to look like they so smart and they don't want to be embarrassed because they call y'all putting them in manager situations and not teaching them, or they're lying and saying they have experience. And when it comes down to it, they don't know shit about the job or anything to either further even incorporate a promotion for their own life. I don't care about the pay grade. And if you all are sitting here and allowing just anybody in your stores it shows that your greater good is not the upkeep of your store. I'm asking you, is your greater good to come and traffic through the area and profile and do some kind of other kind of business? Because it does not seem like you actually value the condition of your store and maintain it. Because I said you raise your prices as well, and I did say other things, and your products did not improve. You know, and that's a serious issue, where your chargers and your ports that go in the outlet won't even work. And I had accidentally crushed, I had like stepped on a little bit or something had happened. And I'm like, dang, because I could have returned that. But I was like, I can't really talk about it because it was already broke where it was not working, but I kind of like separated it. You know, I kind of like smushed it so it's not together. So I'm not going to be inappropriate and say, oh, your product broke down like that. Because would you understand that what happened? But it still does not take away from that device not working. And once it's garbage, I can do whatever I want to do with it. But why was I having to hold on to that garbage? Because I don't have money to throw away. But that's what I have to do with your products. I have to plan a trip to go out there. I'm not a resident of Racine or Mount Pleasant or anything like that. How I do my travels, I have to literally plan for my travels. So I just wanted to call you all and let you know where I'm at in this situation, because I had to fight with you all previously over the phone where you all were refusing. I had to send you pictures of products where there was corrosion on your products from the cores, where, you know, I don't know. There's just many issues, and I'm going to take some pictures while I'm in the store of these items. But when I go in the store, I don't expect them to fight with me, call the police on me. I don't have much to say to them other than strictly what is happening. If they got some other attitude, that's on them. If I choose to ignore them or say, listen, and like whoever that associate is, he looked like he was a black, or whoever they were, black, A71718. I'm like, can you just tell me whether or not you're going to refund the product? He's like, oh, you rushing me? You rushing me? Like, no. I'm like, what? Like, okay. So if I get lit in there and start talking to them street, you know what I'm saying? Or now I ain't gonna even disrespect streets because it's some paved in gold. While you all are trying to get my melanin all fused up or whatever you doing. So I'm not going to disrespect anything, but I don't have any respect. But the regard for this situation is this. When he's sitting there questioning me, interrogating me, and not telling me or not, and he's going through, I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and look at you. This ain't a damn date. I'm not dating you. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, get your phone number. This is business. Do you want to refund the product or not? I didn't even say it like that. I just was like, are you going to refund it? If not, I can go. And then he's like trying to like literally, I promise, like trying to make it seem like he owns me, like he's trying to overshadow me with grief, like to diminish me. I don't know how to say it because that's not in my vocab. I don't treat others like that. So I have to keep trying to gather to explain to you what he did to me. Like he tried to take advantage of me and like throw me through a discourse, like to the point where he has something I want, so he's going to make me beg for it. Like he had control over me. I don't know how to explain it. You have to ask him what the fuck he was doing. But what I'm saying is I do not, and I'm describing only, it's not to insult you about my words. This is only in that moment. This is not the whole call. So I want you to understand that I was just reflecting on that one particular moment, almost like a flashback. This was not saying that I don't care about your language, your culture, or your policies, but it's also to let you know I am independent. I have minds. And if you choose to neglect that I can be myself, then there will be some legal obligations that I can exercise, in which I don't subscribe to those governments, but you have different contracts and different things that you have to facilitate to, and those that you have to answer to. So whether or not you have millions or billions of dollars, knowledge is my flex. So that's all I have. And so I take that very seriously. But I just wanted to inform you that I am not abusive, but I do not have to be abusive. And I can explain to you the integrity of the conversation. And I'm reliable to tell you about what happened in real time. He went on to abuse me and then try to like talk mess to me like, oh, that's definitely like, oh, you about to really sit up here and waste my time? He kind of turned and changed it when I came back and talked to him about the umbrella. It wasn't the same kind of purchase, but that previous purchase, I really, just wanted to go in and out without having to be involved in the beginning or the coursework of a written kind of verbal, like on my way to some kind of war zone here. And that's what it is. And you do not know me. You don't know nothing about me. And I'm not going to allow you to form relationships, try to get involved with common folks, or do the things to try to build relationships to get in the in crowd, or sit here and pervert me and attack me until you find my language, till you find what makes me tick, till you. No, you all don't have permission to do that. But I'm explaining to you that there has been some severities that's been happening, whether it be on your phone, not returning phone calls when I have left messages, and also in your actual stores at more than one location. And that will be your Kenosha, Wisconsin location and your Mount Pleasant locations, both off of Green Bay Road. So that's what I have to say. If you have any things that you want to say, I'm happy to hear them, but I've said what I had to say and I'm building on that. So please, can you reply? You have anything that you have to say, or, because I'm saying this specifically to Five Below. So.
Well, I was trying to reply to you. You said you wanted to hear from me, and then I was trying to talk, but then you were talking, and I was just apologizing for cutting you off.
You did not cut me off, and I don't take that lightly, especially when I was just asking you to say something. So why would you jump in and say that you cut me off and I was asking you to say something? You didn't cut me off. And please be careful, because you can say whatever you want, but just know that, you might want to hang up the phone. And
Jasmine
Jasmine
Renee Davis.
What?
I no longer feel comfortable continuing this conversation.
Is it because you're dumb? Is it because you're dumb? Is it because you're dumb? Yeah, bitch. It is what it is. This is plain and simple. These hoes don't know how to even fucking fight. They don't even know how to fight. Shit. Them motherfuckers can't even motherfucking argue. The fuck? I don't care. It is what it is. Believe that. Yeah, you are never comfortable. That's what they want to use. You have to be comfortable. This is why these motherfuckers want to sit here, and I'm sorry. They drug a motherfucker out. They put it in a food. They put it in the air. They fucking harass somebody. And then they tell you you're going to jail for holding them accountable, for recording them. Or they say, don't complain because you're going to show that you are not happy, and they ass going to be out of a fucking job because they're going to be no longer needed. I didn't mean to call them back. But that's the problem. I was just holding my phone and trying to see what's up with my phone. I don't have to deal with that type of situation at all. These motherfuckers know. And I'm going to say something. I plan on saying it later. But it's too many leaders out here where there are those who can fight. Their leaders have the education. They got rage rooms, all kinds of shit that they get away with. because they go and get the education. Their leaders are actually knowledgeable in anything, whether, I don't care what it is, or they lead themselves. And there are those who are literally selling those off into slavery because they don't have enough information. They're relying on these other outsourced agencies. They're relying on contracted businesses to tell them, and they are hating, they're jealous, they have emotional obsessions. They are deliberately sabotaging and stealing and uprooting families and organizations and businesses. They are trying to reconstruct literally governments instead of creating their own, because these things have already been well established. And they find that they're going to practice the art, or not the art, but the activity of deception and divide and conquer. And all y'all out there trying to be these so-called leaders, and you are leading astray because you are not studying to understand your whoever you are leading. You don't have to be their representative to lead them. Who you're teaching, who you're preaching to, who you're lecturing to, who you are enforced, like, you know what I'm saying, being authority over, who is your neighbor, who are you talking to as a parent, as an educator, as an executive. You are not studying appropriately, and you use bias as far as double jeopardy, rumors, or what you assume from someone's past behaviors. You're not allowing anybody to grow. You're sitting up here letting them rally around and constantly make traction and plant and transplant these type of businesses like Five Below around here, instead of making sure that it can be better cost-effective things. If they're spending $10 and $12 every, or whatever, however many dollars, $16 twice a month, they can afford to have a business that can come around here that is more high class and that is going to give them a better product, and they can be able to use it for more than 1 month, 2 months, until they can save up. And then they learn. Allow things to come. Get a calisthenic park outside so that they can be able to circulate and be able to have oxygen, to make wiser choices, to put use to themselves so they can learn. Everything is damn near despair around here. It's always it's emergency. It's always to the point where it's like, oh, they got to hurry up unless it's a life-threatening thing. And that's just some of it. And I'm not mad. But how they don't feel comfortable, where I just replied to her what she said to me. She said she gonna cut me off. I said, would you like to be cut off? Oh. So this is who I am. I had some tears here.
For store hours, please visit our website at fivebelow.com. Our crew members are busy wowing our customers. Please hold as we transfer your call. Thank you.
They're not open yet, so they may not be able to answer their phone. If I below, I just want to tell them that I'm be coming here. Okay. Let's start ringing. I don't know what that means. So, Okay, well, I'm out here. So I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. And that's been the call. But yeah. Whatever BS is, I don't know. But I just kind of just wanted to assume, and that was inappropriate of me to just assume I knew what BS means. But it's just always a problem, of course. But yeah, I gotta continue to do my thing, and this is how I take care of myself. And I know I'm gonna make it and be very successful, and I'm gonna continue to grow and strengthen and get a better temperament. I know I am, and I can, and I'm really trying. But only way I'll be able to do that if I'm actually getting some successes in areas where I know that I'm successful, and that I'm actually getting my victories accounted for, where my victories are being counted and not being rejected or overlooked or denied. If I win my situation, they're being said, you did win, but you don't look the part. So we're going to say someone else won. But don't worry, you know that you were the winner. Everyone who was here really saw who was winning. But this is a better candidate for us to give the trophy to, okay? But you did work very hard on it. But you know what? Um they're our choice. Those are situations where I have my questioning, and that's not all. But I'm out here. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. It's 9:55 a.m. Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis.